It was double-header day at Zephyr Field. We'll see if the Z's could take two from Colorado Springs. Talking NBA basketball, the Pistons misfiring in Philly.
I like that. 76 had all the answers tonight.
Well, you know, Dennis, the new year means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. But for a lot of visitors to our city tonight, for them, it's all about bragging rights. We'll be out here all evening long to let you know how things go. Whoops, I just got hit by bees myself. They got me, and they're pretty proud about it.
Good evening, I'm Mike Hoss.
I'm Karen Carlson. Tropical storm Claudette has stalled out for the moment.
But when she starts moving again, she's expected to keep west of us. John Gum is in the Weather Center with the very latest. John?
In a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Well, the active hurricane watch zone, as he just mentioned, is from Port O'Connor, just north of Corpus Christi, to Brownsville, Texas. That's a U.S. watch where residents are bracing for Claudette's landfall. We now join Stacey Case, who's live in Port Isabel, Texas, a suburb of Brownsville, with what they're doing to prepare. Stacey? 5 families are homeless tonight after a major 3-alarm fire uptown. The fire started just before 10:30 last night in the 1300 block of Britannia. Firefighters on the scene say the second floor sustained heavy damage. The building contained 8 apartments, but only 3 were occupied. Luckily, no one was injured. Now, while the fire department investigates the cause, the Red Cross is helping those displaced families find a place to stay. A theme park ride where a woman died last week is now reopened with some new safety features. Rosa Donaldson was killed Wednesday after being struck by the moving arms of the Joker's Jukebox ride. A spokeswoman at Six Flags New Orleans says the ride now has 2 new improvements for the operator, including mirrors to see between the ride's arms and a loudspeaker. The ride was shut down after the accident but reopened this morning.
It was a grand arrival at the Port of New Orleans as the Carnival Conquest returned back to its home base this morning.
The city of Gulfport bid farewell to the ship last weekend, and today the Conquest sailed into New Orleans for the first time in 18 weeks. April Commodore is here with more on that story. April?
All right, April, thanks very much.
Well, still to come on Eyewitness News at 5:30. More reaction about President Bush's false claim in his State of the Union address. Coming up, hear why cabinet members say it's all much ado about nothing.
A new audio tape emerges, threatening new attacks against American interests.
And a little later, why it may now be safer than ever to fly the friendly skies. A new council is now in place in Iraq, representing a broad group of leaders, with the notable exception of Saddam Hussein supporters. The inauguration of 25 members of that council was held today in Baghdad. The council's first public action to set April 9th, the day Baghdad fell to U.S. forces, as a national holiday, and to ban 6 celebrations important to Saddam and the Ba'ath Party. Leadership of the group will be selected Monday. But outside of that celebration, there are new threats coming tonight from Al-Qaeda. A group claiming to be linked to the terrorist network made the threats in an audio tape aired on an Arab television station. The unidentified man in this video urged the U.S. to leave Iraq immediately and also warned of new attacks on American interests in coming days. No word yet if the tape is authentic.
Airline accidents last year were minor.
That's comforting to know.
That is good news. Ahead in sports, Archie Manning tells us what he thinks about the Saints' chances this year.
Plus, it's showtime for the U.S. women against Brazil. Lee Zurich is up next with a look at sports.
Rookie this year.
Yeah, tour rookie of the senior tour, exactly.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. Well, as we keep a close eye on Claudette, John's watching our own weather here.
He's back with more on what we can expect for the work week next.
Well, the good news is Claudette won't be affecting our weather here too much.
Yeah, no big effects for us.
That's good news.
All right.
Thanks,
John. And we're back with a preview of Night Watch right after this.
Coming up new tonight on Night Watch, she might have been rough and tough on the field, but a former New Orleans Saint is getting in touch with his gentler side with a whole new career. Eric Paulson reintroduces us to a kinder Brad Edelman.
And adults and children alike crowded Tad Gormley Stadium today for their chance to see the women's soccer champ, Mia Hamm. We'll show you how the athlete has become a role model to hundreds of little girls all across our area. That and much more new on Night Watch.
Well, people got a little taste of everything today over at the Astro Crown Plaza Hotel.
25 local chefs prepared some of their finest dishes for the annual Taste of the Nation fundraiser benefiting the homeless. Organizers say the event has raised over $42 million since it began in 1988. That would have been a nice place to be today.
Good food, a good event.
They wouldn't
good
have let
vino.
me go, though, with all that
right,
wine there.
Exactly. That's our news. Thanks for watching.
We hope to see you again on Night Watch.